Today, but not just only today, is welcome to Journeys in Focus, where every path tells a story. I'm Brenden, your host, and together we'll explore the journeys that shape our lives and bring our world into focus. Adjust that focus, come along on the journey. Welcome back to another episode of Journeys in Focus. Today, but not just only today, is about the mind and how mindset really plays such a big component in our daily lives. It's really what truly shapes our experiences on how we go about our challenges, opportunities, daily interactions, and so much more. Whether you're on a journey to self improvement, chasing a goal, or just looking for a shift in perspective, this episode is definitely for you. So adjust that focus and come along on the journey.
Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me?
Now, what is mindset? Well, let's break it down.
Give it to me.
Mindset is essentially the way we really think about the world, ourselves. Like psychologist Carol Dweck defines two major types: fixed and growth mindset. Now, you're probably thinking, what's a fixed? What's a growth mindset? How are they really going to relate to this episode? But a fixed mindset believes that abilities, intelligence, and talents are static. You either have them or you don't. And on the other hand, a growth mindset sees abilities as things that can be developed through effort, learning, and perspective. Now, we'll take a second. Think about those two. Do you feel like you have more of a fixed mindset right now or a growth mindset? Or maybe you have a little bit of both. It all just depends. Now, a little bit of a personal reflection. I've kind of seen mindset play a role in my life so far. Whether it was in starting a company, training for the New York Half Marathon, or even launching this podcast. If you do not have a positive mindset on those experiences or things you may want to get done, they may never play out the way you want them to play out. It is all about taking the first step. Anything and everything in your life can be improved, even if you don't realize something may need some work. Sometimes you just have to start with a general question like what, how, when, why, where, who. Because sometimes just even asking yourself who, but in referring to yourself could really change it. How? How can you do something differently? Why? Simple question. Kids love to ask it all the time. Why this? Why that? Ask yourself why. Where? Where do you want to be? Whether it's an actual location or where you may want to be at a certain moment in your life. It's what it's all about. Ask those simple questions that are just only one word, but yet so powerful. And really, yeah, you ask yourself those questions, but how do we move into that next step? How can we cultivate the growth of our mind to develop a mindset that serves us and the way we want it to? Well, really, first, embrace the challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as a roadblock, see them as opportunities to learn, take those and make them your stepping stones to go out and attain those goals that you want to reach. It's like training for a marathon. This Sunday, I'll be running in the New York City half marathon, and I've been training since December 1st. And it's, I didn't go out on day one of training and run the full distance at the time I'm looking to complete it in on Sunday, but it's a constant build to overcome the challenges of running 13.1 miles to make that goal attainable to completing the race. Yeah. Have I ran 13.1 since starting training? Yeah. Do I still want my time to change or improve in different aspects of the run? I certainly do. But when it comes to my mindset through training, I have to look back and take those obstacles and basically use them as those opportunities to learn by embracing the challenges. I, as a personal note, I can't really train when I'm running a certain amount of distance because I'll constantly keep looking at my watch and looking at time. And why look at the time? Well, you want to try and get to a certain goal, reach a certain mile marker at a certain point. But when I look at the time, I look back into my head and I'm like, man, I've only been running for 2 miles. I still have 5 miles to go. Or, man, I feel like I've been running forever and it took me 9 minutes to run this first mile and I want to do it in 8. It's overcoming those challenges and just putting them out into reach to attain what you want to get done. Second, learn from your failure. Every step back is a stepping stone. You may take 3 steps back and only one forward, but taking that 3 steps back, and though you're only moving back forward one, it may help you to open your eyes up to something new. See something in a different direction, because if you went back 3 and then you just walked those 3 steps forward again, who's to say anything would change? Sometimes it's taking smaller steps than bigger steps. And it's not about just avoiding failure, but it's growing from it. Like starting a business. You're not going to fall asleep one night, wake up a millionaire, wake up with this, have all these clients that you want to have, or all the goals that you have set out in front of you reached. It takes time. You have to establish yourself. But with establishing yourself in your company, failures will come along. But you take those failures, and that helps you to define the company. Use them for growth, expand your company's worth, and really just use that as your push to keep going and attain different clients. Go different routes that you may not have thought you would go before. Look into different ideas of traveling rather than just staying in a local sense. The opportunities are endless once you put your mind to it. And really that kind of leads us into step 3 is negative thoughts will always come about, but instead of saying I can't do this, try saying I can't do this yet. Now, that small shift in language can be so powerful to help motivate you to that next part. Have positivity when you're doing stuff. Sure, we're not perfect. You'll have negative thoughts here and there. And really, if you weren't to have those negative thoughts, mindset wouldn't really be a topic today. It's important in our everyday life as we move about. You will always be able to do what you want to do, but it simply starts with trying. There's no try, there's no reward. And like I've said in other episodes, did I think I would be sitting here today with a mic in front of me, a camera in front of me, and lights on my face? No. But what am I doing? I tried. I tried starting a podcast. Did I think I could do it? You bet I did. But what did I actually do? I tried. Not only did I try, but I redirected my thoughts from a negative standpoint of you're going to sound terrible, who's going to watch or listen to you speak, to what does it matter what people think about what you're doing, how you do it, or what you talk about. It starts with yourself and what you want to do, not what others want you to do or how they want you to be. And really taking that little shift and getting away from they want me to do this, make it I want to do. I want to be the person I want to be, not what they want me to. Leading into that final step, surround yourself with growth oriented people. The people that are around you help influence your mindset while they may be encouraging you, challenging you, pushing you forward to reach those goals that you may have in mind, or just simply helping through your daily life as to changing the shift in something you do in that day. Whether maybe you wanted to cook today for dinner and you've been making the same thing over and over again, but you wanted to change it up and somebody told you what they were having and you thought it was interesting. And it's like that little shift helps change your mindset. And there you go. Now have a new meal for dinner. Now, let's take a second to think about this.
Bacon.
Have you ever been around somebody who is giving off like bad energy when you're in a good mood and that energy kind of starts to rub off on yourself? I'm certain you have in some part of your life, one way or another. And sure, you may not want to surround yourself with negative people, but surrounding yourself with people that do have downfalls at times can really help you to not only further yourself, but help you use your positive outlook in your mindset to help them, get them through what they're going through. And having people around you like that, don't just don't just appear to be there and just for the randomness of it. Like your dreams do not happen unless those around you stand by you during your journey, whether it's family, friends, the relationship you're in, to coworkers, or even somebody as simple as a therapist. You never have to be afraid to kind of stop yourself short at any moment and kind of take that step back to kind of analyze, man, I'm doing it this way. I can't do it this way. I need this little shift in my life to kind of help me be the person I want to be. And surrounding yourself with those in your life that want to help you grow and watch you succeed, what it starts with. Believe in yourself, knowing that the person you want to grow into and be is able to be reached. But sometimes it does need a little bit of guidance. And there's plenty of people out there that want to help you and reach those goals that you have in mind. You think you're limited in what you could do, but realize no human is ever limited to their fullest potential of how they want to be. In the end, it can even go to negative thoughts as if there is nothing wrong. But when you start to go about changing those negative thoughts into your positive thoughts, you start to realize that growth that you've been working on for X amount of time, or from even just taking that one step back a couple seconds ago and then realizing, hey, I want to do it this way now. And seeing that growth and change have those levels to it to show how things are actually able to be reached.
Things are gonna be different now.
To kind of bring those steps into life, think about this. Michael Jordan, defined as the greatest basketball player of all time. Sure, there's a high debate about, is Michael the greatest? Is LeBron the greatest? Are there other players that are the greatest? Well, sure, there could be, and everyone's opinion is certainly their own. But how could Michael have gotten that recognition without his mindset? He took the willingness to fail and learn from those mistakes because he knew what his worth was. He knew where he wanted to be in life and what he wanted to attain. But it starts with that and leads you to your success, to be called the greatest of all time. To Amelia Earhart, she once said, "Women must do things as men have tried. When they fail, their failure must be but a challenge to others." Exactly. She was talking as the will of men failing and how a woman could persevere from that. You're sitting here today listening to this or watching this on YouTube. Why can't a failure that you see somebody taking, why can't it be your challenge to take over and do what they're doing that they may not have been able to do? And Amelia proved it. She took that mindset and embodied it to push herself to the limits and let women to fly and get them their wings. Or just think about it as this: your favorite up and coming artist or an athlete that may be trying to break out into a league, whether it's college, the pros. It's like Alex Warren, 24-year-old American singer songwriter, not letting his hardships in his life ever take over. He channeled that energy into content creation, building his YouTube account, to leading him now to starting his music path and bringing him into that music community. His consistency helped him remain on his path and showed how struggles can turn into art in his form of music. If Alex never kept that push or thought otherwise in his mind, would he be the musician today that he is, playing on his second tour, selling out venues yet again? Now, if Alex isn't on your radar, I highly consider checking him out. He's not only a great musician, but he's one of the most genuine humans you could ever meet. He will give you the time of day that maybe others won't give you. And he'll help teach you that, yeah, struggles in life may be hard, but you're able to overcome those just with that push and having that mindset to keep going. Now, to kind of wrap this up, mindset is not just about success, it's about how we experience life. Even when we shift our perspectives, we open ourselves up to growth, resilience, and new opportunities. And now today, I hope you kind of are thinking about your mindset on how you've been going about your everyday life to what you could get it to be. So, whether it's taking 3 steps back and moving one forward, or just kind of changing a little simple way or talking to somebody about something to see what they may notice in you that may need to be changed, but while you're still understanding of doing what you want to do and how you want to do. So, with that being said, not only just today, but every day, reflect on what kind of mindset are you cultivating. That's all for today's episode. Thank you again for coming to check it out. And like always, adjust that focus and come along on the journey. See you next time. Hey, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Journeys in Focus. After today's episode, I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to explore your own journey on a more deeper level. Like always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and share the podcast as well. Follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content, and much more. Until next time, adjust your focus and come along on the journey.